Hey everybody. Oh gosh, first time in our new studio. Hope it all works. Hey everyone, I am Sam Haymart. This is Growing Older Gays Kitchen Table, episode 37 for December 14th, 2025. This is going to be sort of a ragtag episode because this is our first episode recorded in our brand new studio space. And well, we don't know if it's going to look good, sound good, or what. So depending on whether you're watching us on YouTube or listening to us out there on any of the major places where you find your podcasts. And I mention that because we are now on Spotify, Substack, and Apple Podcasts, just the first few. And I see us showing up in a couple other locations. But our episode is our once a week episode, usually. We haven't been here for the past 2 weeks, and I'll get into that here in a few minutes. But this is where we talk about the things going on at my kitchen table and the kitchen table around my LGBTQ plus fishbowl. And every week we start out with the daily meme. And that is from our social media channels, all 4 food groups. We are on everything but X because we just don't do that. And what we do is we put a daily meme up that has something inspirational, maybe something fun. And that's in addition to many of the other things we put out there, like pictures of our travels and different things that interest me as a growing older gay guy. The one that's on our website today is make a special effort to support the LGBTQ plus members of our local community, of your local community, my local community. This is especially important right now because of not only the times we live in, but this is the holiday time. We're getting into Christmas here in the next week. And this is really a difficult time for a lot of people in our community. Maybe those of us who have some age and some miles on us have gotten over a lot of the things that used to kill the holidays for us. We've gotten to a point in our lives where the holidays are filled full of joy and abundance and a lot of things going on. It would help if we include some of the people out there that we see around us that are part of our community who maybe aren't so fortunate. Maybe they're struggling with not being able to be with their family. They're struggling with all the things we're struggling with out here in the world right now. And so I'm talking about things like the community, support local community events. And especially with the holidays, there's lots of things going on. There's performances, there's parties, there's events at the local clubs, there's charity events, there's even events going on at things like the food kitchens and the places where we can go and be of service. But I'm talking about specifically trying to be of support to the LGBTQ plus community. So if you have something you can go to, somewhere where you can bring yourself, bring your abundance, and I'm probably talking about money. I'm talking about effort though. If you're not somebody who has money to throw around or abundance to share, bring yourself, bring your effort, bring your joy, bring your energy to a community event that needs people to be there to fill the holidays with all of the cheer and the magic that we typically want to see from them. We want that transaction, right? Host a gathering. And I have a friend that is, well, he has an abundance in his life. Let's put it like that. And so he has a membership at the local zoo, at the local botanical garden. He has a membership at the local museum, all these things, right? And so during the holidays, these places have events that he gets special access to or tickets and things like that. And so every year he will invite some of the young guys from our community that may not be able to go to those things on their own or may not think to do that. So he brings people in and takes them and gives them opportunities to experience the holidays in ways that they might not have been able to before. I have a soft spot for that. It makes me kind of tear up a little bit when I think about that because he does that for a lot of guys every year. And I've been one of those people that have been invited to those things. And so it's just something that you can do. And think about that. Use your imagination. Have somebody over for dinner. Have somebody over for a movie night. Do things that include people. You don't necessarily have to give gifts. You don't have to give money. Do things that enrich someone's life that maybe might be alone or struggling during this holiday season. That's all. Show someone some love. Show them what chosen family can be. Because many of us have developed that in our LGBTQ community. We have chosen family, people who love us, that we love, that we get to spend time with, above and beyond maybe our family, whether we have a good relationship with them or not. Some of us do, some of us don't. Show them what that means. Be that chosen family for somebody and offer that up and show them what the magic can be. That's all. The next thing I'm going to talk about is a little bit of housekeeping, because we are in a brand new studio space right now. We are sitting in a new room that's not quite finished yet. I hope the acoustics are better. I don't know yet, because I haven't actually, as I sit here recording this, listened to it yet. But I expect that it should be, because as you can see around me, if you're watching us on YouTube, there is sound deadening all over the walls. This is a more dedicated design space for the act of filming video and doing podcasts. And this is where we're going to be doing our shows from now on. There's going to be a green screen over here to my right. Right now it's not up yet. The little video I'm showing you on the screen, if you're watching, shows a little bit of what our room looks like today as I sit here. This is also a space that's an office where I do a lot of our creative work, our editing, writing, and a number of other things. This being the very first episode and the very first shoot in this new space, how I'm seated, what this looks like is probably subject to change going down the road. I hope to have a little bit of maybe branding and decor behind me. I hope to have some better lighting. Right now, I just threw up some of our standard lights so that I am visible. This is new. It's a new experience, and it's going to take a little while to get everything put together. And we barely had a show this week. I was initially planning on putting together a show last week, but with the move and how complex and difficult and time consuming it ended up being, along with all of the holiday events that we're involved with, my husband and I, we're doing what I was just talking about in that first segment. We're busy AF, and getting the move finished has been really difficult. So, not to beat it to a dead horse, but I'm excited about having a new studio space. I'm excited about having a new green screen that's climate controlled, a new studio. Before I was in a garage, so in the summer here in Arizona, it'd be 110 degrees, and I'm sweating trying to do a video in front of the camera, or in the winter, it's freezing. Our garage is up against an alleyway in a busy urban part of the city, so guess what? I had to pause for cars and trucks and motorcycles going by outside in the alleyway loudly. Here, we're still in the city center, but I have a more residential space now. So I expect it's going to be a much better experience from the standpoint of me being able to create content for all of you to consume with a little bit more peace and quiet, and maybe not sweating it as much. Yeah. So anyway, that's all for that. But I do have to talk about the move, because we are generally a channel about the experience of growing older and what that means, not only for the LGBTQ plus community, but all humans generally. I'm in my mid-50s. The last time I moved was 6 years ago. That was a little bit of work, but man, I don't know what I was thinking moving into a 3-story townhouse style apartment. I have my entry on the first floor. Most of the living space is on the second floor, and more of the living space is on the third floor. And it took 5 days to move into this new space, and 5 days of carrying things and some pretty heavy furniture that I've got. Some of what you see here, if you're watching us on YouTube, and all of the other things that we have. 3 floors, man. That took all of it out of us. And again, being in my mid-50s, it really hit me a lot harder than I expected. At the end, well, partway into that 5-day stint, I was wiped. And so it became zombie walking the last couple of days, carrying things, furniture, boxes, and so on. It really caused a lot of fatigue. It caused a lot of aches and pains. My body was wiped. And one of the things that really helped get through all of that was, we did let it take 5 days. We didn't try to push it into 2 or 3. And because it happened over the Thanksgiving holiday, it was able to work. And so we had a quick Thanksgiving with my husband's family, the dinner day, and we got right back to moving. And even by then, we were getting pretty worn out. But we were able to spread that out. But even after all of that, and even some rests and some naps in the middle of it, it literally took me a good week to recover physically And I was even having sort of issues, right? After that whole experience, I was having vertigo that was really, really debilitating. I would try to get up on a stool and hang a picture or do something like that. And that was a bad idea, man. Vertigo, if you have never had it, it's a sense of dizziness that's caused by various things. And in my case, it was transient. It came and it went. I've had it before in my past, and often it has to do with fatigue in my case, or moving around a lot in certain ways, which that's what moving was all about. So getting older, it takes more out of you, man. Took more out of me and my husband. He's a little bit younger than I am, but he still experienced that himself. It's just like when you drink all night. When you're young, you can get away with it, but those hangovers only get worse and the recovery takes longer the older you get. So yeah, 3 stories. I don't know what I was thinking, but it's a wonderful little place in the city here, and we get views from the 3rd floor. So that's all good. Just have to make sure it was all about pacing and taking a rest once in a while. The next thing I want to talk about is an event coming up, and we've talked about it before, and I've been to it. And because I'm kind of into leather, in case you haven't noticed, I like to talk about Mr. Leather, International Mr. Leather in Chicago. It's coming up next year on May 21st through the 25th. That's Memorial Day weekend. I bring it up, and I plugged the event before. I bring it up because it is the biggest leather event in the world. It's the Big Kahuna. It's the one where all of the guys that have gotten titles from around the world and around the United States come to compete for the big title, International Mr. Leather. I'm talking about it again today because they have opened up their tickets. They are now on sale. They started over Thanksgiving weekend, and they have an early bird pricing program, which is important because their tickets are expensive this year. And even with the early bird pricing, they're expensive, but they have lower prices that are cut quite a bit through February 1st. And they've got a variety of different ticket packages that are really based around what you want to do there. Some people like to come for the contest. They like to attend all of the community events that are part of that at the hotel and off site. Some people come for the party. They don't care about going to the contest. They want to go to all the play parties. They want to go to the dances. Some people just want to go to the vendor mart and maybe a couple other things. So they have a variety of different ticket packages that have different mixtures of just the right types of events that you might want. And they range right now on the current pricing scheme until February. They start at $69 for the basic ticket for the weekend, all the way through $499 for the VIP package, which includes just about everything. But there are a couple things that you still have to add on, including one of the big dance parties. But that one happens on Monday, so not everybody stays in town for that. So there's just a lot of different parts and pieces to this. You got to go look at it on their website, internationalmrleather.com. It'll tell you all about the event, what's going on, as well as what that pricing is. And the second part of that is that the hotel reservations are now open. We made our reservations some time ago. If you want to stay at the host hotel, the Congress Plaza Hotel, right on the park in downtown Chicago, one of the most beautiful locations in town, you want to get your reservations quick because it does sell out, and it sells out pretty quick. There's already some types of rooms that are already sold. And while you can still have a lot of fun at the event, if you stay down the street at one of the other hotels, there's a travel lodge right across the street. It's always more fun to be at the host hotel because not only are all of the events going on right there, you can just go upstairs to your room, come back down, do your thing. But well, there's a lot of fun going on right there in the hotel, if you know what I'm saying. In the middle of the night, you can, if you decide you want to go do something with somebody, you can take a walk down the hallway and likely walk into somebody's room and meet a new friend. So there's benefits to staying at the host hotel. So reservations are open not only for the tickets, but for the hotels. And that's all I've got for you today. We will have in future episodes here, now that we've got a wonderful new place, we're going to be having some special guests. We're with this new desk setup that we've got. I've got another seat right across the table from me where we can move the monitors out of the way and we can do sit down interviews. And I'm really looking forward to a lot of new stuff for our show in the coming year. It's going to take another couple of weeks to get my shit together, so to speak, to get all of the studio, the lighting, and the furnishings dialed in. But I'm very excited. I'm really looking forward to taking this up a notch for a coming year now that we've finally gotten rolled out to all of the different podcast platforms, at least the main ones right now. Again, Spotify, Substack, and Apple Podcasts. And it's showing up on a couple other places, all in addition to our YouTube channel, which is where we started. So you can see all of that right there on your screen. And I invite you to follow us on social media as well, because that's very important. You see not only our daily memes, which I focus on once a week for our episode, but I throw a lot of fun stuff out there. So there you go. I love all of you so much. I'm glad you're here, and I look forward to a fun new year. You can see our latest video right there. Best yet, if you're watching our YouTube channel, you can click on the screen right there and you can subscribe. Either way, stay tuned. Yeah.